All right, everybody. Texas football is officially here, and the Longhorns have begun preparations for the 2023 season. Now, technically, if you want to consider winter workouts as the first preparations for the 2023 season, fine by me. But nevertheless, spring football is here, and we got a lot to talk about. Specifically, we got a quarterback battle to talk about. Is there a real quarterback battle? We'll get into that first immediately. We got some new faces on the 40 acres. We got an update for Xavier Worthy. And finally, I'm going to leave y'all with 10 names to walk away to watch for the spring practices. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. If you like the video, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Give me your 10 names. Give me your thoughts on the quarterback battle, and give me your favorite new face on the 40 acres. All right, everybody, and we're going to start out with the Texas Longhorn quarterbacks. Now, technically, per Steve Sarkisian, there is a battle, but there's a few things to touch on here. First off, this reminds me of a quote that my dad told me a long, long time ago as a Texas Longhorn fan, young Texas Longhorn fan. The backup quarterback is the most popular man on campus. It is what it is. If you're a Texas Longhorn quarterback, backup man is the most popular man. Number two, Steve Sarkisian, he said, this is either it's close or it is an exact word-for-word copy of an answer he had for Quinn Ewers last year when he was talking about Arch Manning, how Arch Manning's looking out there. He's saying, hey, Arch, he's making some throws. There's sometimes that he's not making throws, but overall, at the end of the day, he should be a senior in high school. That's what he said for Quinn Ewers last year. When Quinn Ewers was on campus in spring, that should have been his senior year as a high school, kid. Forget athlete because they're not playing football in the spring, but that should be his final semester as a high school, just scholar, kid, everything, getting the high school experience. But no, he was not only was he already at Ohio State the year before, but he was on Texas competing for a job with Hudson Card. Now, the third thing, even if Quinn Ewers, or even if Arch Manning is even with Quinn Ewers, this is where I say, I think this could actually be a legit quarterback battle. And I think this could have some legitimacy to it, and the fact that if Arch Manning is head and shoulders above Quinn, start the dude. You have to. With this year, it is a common knowledge among Texas fans that this is the year. This has got to be the year. We're going to start we will go through the lineup as we get, further down the spring. Woo! This is going to be the year. Now, the other thing to remember before we get into the new faces is everything's good. In the spring, there's nothing negative. There's not a negative. Everybody's on the up and up. It's like when you draft a guy in the NFL, and after every team, it does not matter. The offseason is the best time of the year for football fans because it's the same in college. It's the same in high school. I don't know about high school, but it's the same in NFL. Because the fans, when we're talking about the way that the fans carry it, there's nothing but optimism for the next year. So, be careful. We as Longhorn fans have had a tendency to be slightly over-optimistic heading into the next season. But that's for another day. Now, we got some new faces on the 40 acres. And Jalen Catalon, defensive back, huge get. And specifically when you talk about defensive backs, he plays safety. Gavin Holmes, he's a smaller guy, but a cornerback. And I don't want to downplay it, right? I don't want to be disrespectful to the dude. But it is not the level, if we get a healthy Catalon, that's just, he could be a very, 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 very good football player for us. And I'm not saying that Gavin Holmes can't be a very good football player for us, but they're on two different planets when you're talking about the expectations if they're healthy. Now, Gavin Holmes definitely, hopefully, will be very solid for us. We're going to need him. Defensive cornerback specifically. that's a spot. I mean, if we can get two lockdown corners. Right now we got Ryan Watts, who that's a dude. Ryan Watts there. Just lock it in. Get the other spot. Get the other spot figured out. And then also add some depth. Depth behind that. That's a huge thing. But the other new face, A.D. Mitchell. I mean, when you talk about expectations year one for Texas fans, I don't think you can get any higher than A.D. Mitchell. And that is including Jalen Catalon, who I just like. Jalen Catalon could be a legit NFL safety. Now, A.D. Mitchell, the hype is going wild, and it will continue to go wild with him. From all accounts, everything that we've heard so far, A.D. Mitchell is that dude. A.D. Mitchell is a good wide receiver, and this is the stuff that we want to hear. And I know a lot of people will go straight to, oh, well, get Worthy out of here, and this has been our ironically with Texas. we were in such a good position with wide receivers for a while. The last 2 years, it's been we have one wide receiver and then we're needing to find a second. That's not going to be the case, and that hasn't been the case. If you go and look at the Texas history books, heck, I'll probably do a video on it soon, but you look at the Texas history books, dang near every time that we've had a really good wide receiver, there's been a duo. There's been a second wide receiver to help not NFL defenses, but to help the college defenses that we go up against say, you know what? We got to pay attention to that guy too. We cannot just pay attention to Worthy. We got to pay attention. We missed out on Nayor last year. Nayor, by the way, getting back healthy. Not practicing yet, but I maintain just get that dude healthy. And this wide receiver room is like, it's turned around. It's turned around real quick. It's almost like that offensive line room a couple years ago compared to now. But we did get some confirmation on Xavier Worthy. He did have a broken hand the second half of the season, and I know a lot of people are going, well, why are you targeting him and all that stuff? Well, and they're questioning the legitimacy of it. From what we've had so far, Sark is not the guy that's just going to sit up there and, for the lack of better words, just shovel us shit. He's not. That's not his MO. Now, is he a little bit... Does he tend to hide injuries? Yeah, he does. Does he tend to hide the severity of injuries? Yeah, he does. Is it gamesmanship? Do I necessarily... I don't... That's not neither here nor there. I typically would like to hear the injuries, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether we find out or not. It doesn't change anything. It's not going to change how fast he heals. It's just going to change our perception of what's been presented in front of us. Now, I do understand that Xavier Worthy got a lot of targets that second half of the season. So if you're questioning on that, I can understand. But at the end of the day, I'm choosing to believe Steve Sarkisian because it does not seem like he's the guy that's out there lying to us all the time. And also, I will say, time and time again, I've seen Worthy limping on the sidelines. You look at Texas Tech, he had to leave the game, but then he came back. Every time he's looked hurt, he still plays. And this is where I really kind of have an issue with this. I feel like Texas fans are taking the wrong reaction. Like they look, I get it. You want to be mad at Worthy, right? He held us hostage, all that stuff. He's been kind of lackluster, dropping balls. Whether that was to a broken hand or not, I don't. That's not what I'm here to argue about. But at the end of the day, if he did have a broken hand, not even without the broken hand, he's already shown us with the Texas Tech game. He's shown us with. I mean, I'm telling you, my own two eyes. This is somebody that come from somebody that says that has said eyes lie in the past. Well, maybe they were lying, but the dude was limping bad against ULM last year. Not ULM, Louisiana Lafayette. First game, limping bad on the side. I'm like, oh, we lost Worthy already. But he just immediately goes out there, keeps sprinting, finishes the entire season. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen him limping on the sidelines at Texas games. And then as soon as he hits the green in between the white and in between the two sidelines, he's going 100%. And I believe he's talked about this. I believe he attributes this to, playing that street ball when he was a kid. Playing that rough ball. And now I'm going to be giving y'all 10 names to watch throughout the rest of the spring. And where else to start? If y'all have been following my channel all this time, appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Really, I really do mean it. And thank you for recognizing this if you recognize it. Juan Davis. This has been a dude that I've been high on every year, and I don't care. But Juan Davis, we heard a little bit of chirp. Maybe moving to defensive end. Now, first day of spring, from all the clips that we've seen, from the reports, looks like he's still running at tight end. He's still the third string tight end, but defensive end, that dude, I mean, he's an athletic freak. That dude is a freak. He is athletic as heck. And if this is where this could be really funny, is if we looked at Jatavian Sanders, who's right above me, right there, and go, dude, you're making a mistake. You're making a mistake playing tight end. You need to be playing defensive end. And then, the exact opposite could happen with Now I know we weren't saying you're making a mistake playing defensive end over tight end, but you get what I'm saying. Have the tight end go as defensive end, and the guy that looks like he could be a better defensive end go as a tight end, and hopefully they both do well. Now, moving over to Malik Murphy. Now, Malik Murphy, this is, unfortunately, to most Longhorn fans, he's going to be the odd man out. And that's just not the case. This dude is a very, very talented quarterback. And I think he's got what you need up here. Right now, he's still injured. Do not ever ride those scooters ever, please. If you're a Texas Longhorn football, baseball, basketball player, stay away from the scooters. Just stay away. They're no good. They're no good. They do you no good. They end your season. They hurt your potential future seasons. Just walk. Get a little cardio in. Doesn't hurt. I mentioned him earlier. Jalen Catalon. This dude could be a legit stud for us. This defensive back room. And I know. I said let's be careful. Let's not go overboard with the Kool-Aid. Everything's positive in the spring. But this defensive back room has a chance to become reminiscent of something that we haven't seen in a long time on the 40 acres. And those are those DBU rooms that we grew to know and love. I'm not saying they're going to get to that level, but it is certainly a step in the right direction, adding guys like Jalen Catalon in. And I know he's just a senior and he's probably going to be here 1 year. But at the end of the day, it is a step in the right direction. As long as we continue to build towards that, fine by me. Now, next up on this list is, you want to talk about as much potential as any guy has on this list is Alfred Collins. This is a future NFL player, and that's if Alfred Collins wants to be an NFL player. This is such a talented dude, and he has such the size. He has the size. He has everything that you want. It's just up to Alfred Collins if he wants to become that guy. And here's the deal: if he does become that guy, I know I'm saying don't drink the Kool-Aid, but if he does become the guy, you can start drinking that Kool-Aid. Certainly all you want. All you want. Now, next we're going to kind of do a duo. Savion Red and Cedric Baxter. And with Cedric Baxter, and this is mainly for Cedric Baxter, but Savion Red, I think Sark, where earlier we talked about the gamesmanship of Sark. I think Sark does a very, very good job of not making a mountain out of a molehill. And you saw the reporter say something about ask about Savion Red if this is a permanent switch for him going to RB. And to dumb it down, it's like he's basically just saying he's adding another tool to his tool belt. And I kind of believe it, but I kind of don't. Because here's the deal. Now, I know Jonathan Brooks. You're never going to see a bigger Jonathan Brooks fan than I am. You're not. You're just not. So stop looking. But I think Cedric Baxter and Savion Red have a real opportunity here. You have Keelan Robinson out with a strain. You have Jonathan Brooks out, who is basically coming back from surgery that he had. I believe it was a hernia surgery. Correct me if I'm wrong down below, but that's just off the top of my head. The opportunity is there. It's just it's up to them if they want to go and take it. A guy like Cedric Baxter, he has all the pedigree in the world. 5-star running back. This is the time that, yes, being the only guy. Well, I mean, Red is too, kind of, but Red's more of a wide receiver. But being a choice dude, and no, Red's not a choice dude, I don't think. But Cedric Baxter is Choice's guy. Like, that's his dude. So it's up to Cedric Baxter if he wants to go out there and take it. It's kind of similar to Alfred Collins, but the opportunity is there, and let's see if he goes out there and grabs it. He is certainly a guy that has the talent to go out there and grab it. Like a Bijan Robinson, where we were clamoring for Texas to play Bijan Robinson more over Keontae Ingram. That could really happen with Cedric Baxter, and the spring could be a great place for him to get off to a start with that. Next up on this list, we're going to be talking about some linebackers. Anthony Hill. You want to talk about another 5-star guy? I mean, we haven't seen a guy like him in a while. You know, you have guys like Steve Edmonds. I believe he was a 5-star. You have guys like Sergio Kendall. Like, these are like very talented linebacker prospects that we haven't seen in a long time around Texas. So getting a guy like Anthony Hill, huge. He's working with the 3s right now, so he's going to have to earn his way up to the 1s, getting next to Jalen Ford. But certainly has a talent to do so. Let's see if he's able to get there. And behind Anthony Hill, not saying in the depth chart, but behind him on this list at linebacker, Leona Leifau. I hope I said that correctly. This is a dude that I know this is one of those things where Nash, you're probably just being stupid and anecdotal or whatever. But the video, the stuff that we've seen on social media with him, it literally looks like he's just come here with the clothes on his back. And Alex Rodriguez, if you've watched Shark Tank and all that stuff with Alex Rodriguez on there, you know he invests in the guys with PhDs. Not a scholar PhD, but he wants guys that are poor, hungry, and driven. And I don't just, for whatever reason that is, I'm getting that vibe with Leona Leifau. Like, I'm getting the vibe that this dude is not here to mess around. And then second to last, we got Justice Finkley, a big piece on the defense. This is a guy that would have been a 5-star if he had a couple more inches on his arms. I mean, there's so, like, you should see the messages that people put when they talk about this guy, just because he has shorter arms. Now, it would be amazing if he just goes out there and balls out. If we can get another edge across, and this is where he's lining up right now in the spring. If we can get another edge opposite to Barron Sorrell, these edges could be good. I've maintained this. I've been adamant that Barron Sorrell, if he gets another dude that even just adds what he is on the other side, it's over. It's done. You look at the pressures that we had last year. If you just add a little bit more to that, it's done. The sacks are going to start going up, and they're going to go up fast. And then last but not least, and certainly not the smallest, is Cam Williams. I mean, this dude is a monster. Big. Hulk on the field. To use a line from Alex Dunlap, his blocks, when he's putting out blocks, he has cartoon-like punches. Cam Williams, let me just say this. If he's starting in the fall, that means that's good things are happening. That's just what it is. And start getting to be really pumped out about this offensive line. And in general, honestly, just start watching the entire offensive line. Devin Campbell's another good name. Honorable mention right here at the end of the video. But, yeah, Cam Williams, if he's starting, good things are happening. Cedric Baxter's probably going to be running over that way a little bit. And if he's a legit, tackle, right tackle, NFL right tackle, and starts playing like one, and not playing like an NFL right tackle immediately, but I'm saying like, progressing to one. If we have 2 future NFL tackles on both sides, hey, I'm very optimistic about this offensive line play. But, all right, everybody. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you all took something away from this video. And, again, comment down below your favorite 10 Longhorns to watch throughout the spring. All right, everybody. Hook!